Well, it's actually my legs that are killing me. Is
Sciatic.
Is Bill here tonight?
Yeah, he's writing. He just came on.
Where?
Hi,
I
Bill.
couldn't- Hey, you guys.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, I'm sorry. I logged onto your improv show, but all I got was the screen of, John had the same problem.
I
So
never,
did
I never got the
everybody did.
link. I would have logged in.
Yeah. So what happened? Hey, V. Okay. Well, we'll find out soon. The anticipation is killing me.
Well, it'd be good to get out of this state. Today, I hit a pothole.
Oh,
It snapped an axle and threw a tire rod.
oh my God, that's not good at all.
Where to God, it's good. The least it's going to cost me is 500 because that's my deductible if it's fixable. I said, to her, just give me a gun and put me out of my misery, will you?
Wow. Potholes. Well, we have potholes here. You're not escaping potholes in New York and New Jersey by any means. Hey, Tina.
Hey,
Hi,
Oh.
Tina.
hi.
Hey. So, Matthew, what happened with your improv show?
They fucked it up.
Apparently.
What?
What, they fucked it up, right?
Yeah,
No,
not me.
no. Okay. How did it happen?
I don't know.
Okay.
Nobody could get on?
The person who was supposed to figure it, supposed to do it, messed it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
no.
logged on a little later and got something that was I guess it was another class. A woman with long blonde hair did a lot of talking for a
That
short.
was the same class.
That's the same class?
Yeah, but there were
Wait.
two groups, Group A and B. I was in Group A.
Oh, okay. Well, then I must have seen the other group. Yeah, on YouTube, you can sort of move ahead. I was looking for you, but I didn't see you. So,
Well, I was so nervous because my uncle was supposed to be on. Thank God he couldn't get on.
who couldn't get on?
My husband.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's a nervous wreck.
oh, well, I hate to hear that. Okay, so Julia is not going to be here tonight. She had a cataract operation and thought she would be all right, but says she didn't feel up to it. So
Oh, boy.
I'm leaving.
yeah, I know. And I don't know where Leora usually clicks in a little bit late, and Catalina said she'd be here, but I haven't seen her. So that's where we are. We need to talk. I mean, we need to talk. Everybody needs to talk when we're all here. I suppose I should wait, but it's always better to get this out at the beginning. What do you guys want to do next week? It's Easter Sunday. It doesn't bother me. I just as soon meet, but how does everybody else feel?
I'm very religious.
I know.
I'm fine. I
Okay.
mean, what does it do? This is not my holiday, and the answer is anything with candy is my holiday. But
Well, yeah, I know, but all the candy eating, that goes on, in the morning
Yeah.
after the Easter egg hunt. And,
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
fine. I
Yeah.
mean, like, this is what I needed today after this morning. It's the perfect distraction, holiday or not.
Perfect. All right. So far we're all in agreement. We're going to meet on Sunday.
Yeah, it's
Great.
fun here.
Well, I grew up celebrating Easter as part of my Jewish upbringing.
Yeah, mine too. You're Jewish too, Matthew? Oh, yeah, Davis. I should have noticed.
There you
So
go.
I celebrated Easter and Christmas. Never Hanukkah.
Never Hanukkah? Oh, we used to get the eight gifts all week.
Why? Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
such a long holiday. Why wouldn't you celebrate it? It's so much fun.
I know.
I mean,
But then we got older.
My
and it was 1 year.
parents neglected me so much. I was never even taken to a synagogue.
yeah.
Aw.
Uh-oh,
Well,
it's a monologue.
yeah, it's a monologue. I love that.
But I went to one Jewish thing where there was like, the kids all hung out afterwards. And there's this boy with the blonde curly hair. And I really wanted to be Jewish.
I know you did. I know. Okay. All
I
right.
started
So
singing, He's So Fine, which hadn't even been written yet.
it's too bad you didn't release it then.
Oh,
Well, I released it externally.
I see. Okay.
And everyone else started joining in with me. And then he became gay and we had a long sexual relationship.
Okay. All right.
It's
Well,
a monologue or
that,
is it a real story?
no, that's a dream. He's dreaming.
Oh,
He's clearly
God.
dreaming.
Some of these homilies,
That's
though,
the pain medication.
Yeah, there you go.
my friend Brian sent one that happened for real. Father Neil did a homily about, you know, the one Jesus with the woman at the well. And he said he turned the world's biggest slut into a how did he say it? Into the greatest saint. He said, let's all have relationships with all the sluts and whores in the world so we can show them that they mean something to us. In the name of the Father and the I just realized how that sounded. Well, you get the idea. Amen.
Whatever. It was another religious diatribe by Cindy
did
Verberling.
someone mention pain medication?
Right. Yeah.
I
everybody.
read,
Okay. So
Come on, some.
let's see what's up tonight. Matthew, are you off book on the serial killer scene?
Well, I'm on a lot of medications, so I don't know.
I
oh,
know.
wait, I have to.
So I'm also the other thing I want to ask you is how's your back? Are you first up and out tonight, or what's your plan tonight?
I mean, glorious pain. It's so wonderful.
Oh God.
Okay. All right.
Did
So
you try,
I
like,
wish I'd never had the
whiskey?
surgery.
yeah, well, so my wife had back surgery and wishes she never had it either. So, it's
Yeah.
it's
I now call him Dr. Death.
thank God the epidurals work. I mean, she was in serious pain for a year and a half after her back operation. And finally it just got to a point where somebody said, well, let's try an epidural. And first one didn't work. And then they said, well, we can do one more. And that one worked. Thank God. I mean, it just every day in pain, and you can't get a real pain pill anymore. So there's nothing you can do about it.
What about
I had 3
Cortisol?
epidurals.
What's that?
I had
You had
3 epidurals.
3 epidurals. Yeah.
Three.
Yeah. And he didn't even get a baby out
Yeah, right.
of it.
That's the
I was
thing.
just
Right?
gonna say.
Oh, Bill,
Nothing to show for it.
I didn't tell you.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
He did get a baby out of it.
He did get a baby out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Did you try like warm, moist heat wraps
Yeah.
around the
Okay. Who
leg?
is this? There's Leora. Hey.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't find the Zoom link. Sorry for that.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I put mine in a file, and so I just hit the same file every week. It's very convenient that way. I still don't, I'm going to give Catalina one more call. She said last week something came up, but I'm just going to double check here. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right with you.
Okay. Okay, I wanted to tell everybody tonight that I don't really understand my monologue, so don't laugh at me.
Nobody laughs. When something's funny.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate it.
Nah, this is, like I said, this is a safe space. Nobody
Uh-huh.
judges, nobody,
I got beaten up.
nobody has everyone's back.
All right, I'm back. She didn't pick up and her mailbox is full, so that's never a good sign.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
So-
Lord.
So life goes on. So there you go. So I heard you have something you don't understand, Leora.
I don't understand my monologue.
Which one? The one I get.
Six
Six-
degrees of separation.
Oh, that's great. That's
Oh.
good. All right. So let's talk about it a little bit. So you're going to work on that tonight, right? And then Cindy and Vasily are doing their scene, and Matthew.
I have a monologue too, so I want to.
Okay, great.
Owen,
We can get that in, especially since Julie is not going to be here. Oh, Leora, unless you have an objection, we all plan to meet next Sunday, even though it's Easter Sunday. Is that all right with you?
It should be all right with me. It's Passover Friday night and Saturday night, but
Yeah.
I should be back as of now, I should be back by Sunday and be okay.
Okay, that's great.
right,
Okay,
because it's
perfect.
just the first 2 nights of the big Seder thing.
Yeah, that's great.
Mine's Friday.
Right, Friday and Saturday, yeah.
Okay. Well, good. That's perfect for us. So, Matthew, you and Tina are going to go through that piece tonight. Do you have anything else you're working on tonight, Matthew? Are you off book on? No. Okay. All right. And you're going to go up first.
Except when I get nervous.
Well, that's the whole point, you gotta, that's what the point of repetition is, I mean, the way to get rid of nerves is you've got to keep repeating what you're doing. And it's also hard, it's hard to do that on your own, and you develop a lot of bad habits, rehearsing on your own too much. So we'll work through that today, but
I
yeah,
have the dialogue scotch taped all over my apartment.
I see. It'll be really helpful if you could like scotch tape it to your brain.
It's just that Michael thinks it's real.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, don't tell him. Let's just keep him on edge.
That's funny.
No, I did. It's like everywhere.
All right. Tina, do you have anything else tonight?
I have a very short piece from Fargo.
Oh, good. Oh, I love
Marge
love that.
Gunderson.
that. I love that movie. God, I
Me
love
too.
that movie. Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so let me talk to Leora first, and then I'm going to go to Matthew. So I don't necessarily mean you're going to work first, but I want to resolve this problem or this question that you have, so that you can be thinking about it before we approach you. So,
Great.
what's your question?
I mean, this is a very famous phrase, 6 degrees of separation.
Yes, it is.
I went over and over and over. And first of all, what was really hard is that it seems like she's addressing this to the audience.
She is.
Okay. And so I got stuck on that.
Uh-huh.
And B, I don't really understand it. I don't really I mean, I sort of made up something about what she's talking about, but it felt really intellectualized. And like, I really, I don't understand. I mean, I tried to understand what she's trying to convey. I came up with something, but the monologue itself, like, I feel like I'm a schoolgirl and you're the teacher. Well, you are the teacher, but I don't really get it. And so my question is, when you really don't get it,
Right.
like when you really don't get it,
Uh-huh.
and let's say, and in this case, I need to prepare it.
Right.
Where do you go?
Well, I mean, you call someone like me, and if you're completely clueless as to where to go, then you need to consult somebody else, or you can do a little research about the part. If you go online, it's really easy to research 6 Degrees of Separation. It's a very famous play. Stockard Channing was the original. What's her name? Not Flan. That's her husband. What's her name?
Weeza.
Weeza. Yes, interesting name. And anyway, yeah. So I mean, that's a way. Consulting somebody else, and if you don't have time to do any of that, then you just do the trick that I tell you, which is just tell me, don't explain it to me. And even though this monologue is sort of a little bit of an explanation, it really is much more. She's almost bragging. So you haven't read the play, right?
Yeah, I read it twice. Yeah.
Oh, you read it and you don't understand it, really?
Nope.
What don't you understand, Leora? I mean, you run into these people all the time. These people who have this whole sort of cloistered elitist life, and talk about the most useless things, and think that they're oh so clever in doing so. That's who these people are. And they get stumped. They get scammed, and you can tell that the wife and the husband have no emotional attachment to each other, which is sort of explains why she has this incredible passionate attention to him, to this African-American who sort of lies his way into your house. But to her, it's like, oh, we have this black man here. We're so progressively, wonderfully white and elitist. We have this black man staying with us. So there's a sense of her. It's almost like a triumph. And so it's her reading things and then thinking that she can bring them up at the next cocktail party and nobody else will have ever heard of it before. That's also, reading for the sake of acknowledgement as opposed to, real and curiosity. Anyway, just those things sort of ring true to you as you think about this play?
I didn't get so much the lack of connection between her and the husband. I got the lack of connection between the parents and the kids, because the most telling line in the play for me was when she says at the end to the husband, "This kid gave us more than our kids ever gave us in all their years of life."
Yeah.
So I didn't, that's interesting. I didn't get the rift, the chasm between her and the husband that much.
Well, I directed the play back in I think like 2002, 2003, almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
What I remember from it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you've just read it, is that they really don't have any sort of flattering dialogue to each other. They support each other, in their elitist pursuits, but they don't have any sort of, I can't recall a scene where there's a sense of a true loving connection between the two, although they support each other, which is, in itself an act of love, but not love the way we think of love, not love in the sense of the same passion that she has for the African-American guy who goes into, she's like so passionate about him. And I,
like a little science project, though.
absolutely, but also the need to have an effect on somebody. The other thing that I sort of remember about the play is that neither one has a great effect on the other. They're both sort of single entities that support each other and live together, but that's as far as the relationship goes that I remember.
Yeah, although there's no one in the play who has a scene with anyone else that is truly in any way real emotion filled.
Yeah. Well,
not how he writes. So.
Well, not in this case. That's not how he writes. But as a writer, he's one of the most emotionally charged writers. If you look at I'm Not Rappaport, it's an incredibly emotional family play. He's written 7 or 8 other plays. I forget. I can't really knock them off. But I think the fact that exactly what you said is that there is really no, it's sort of an existence on a boast, an existence on a theory of living rather than real living. I also find that the title 6 Degrees of Separation, the word separation is inherent in the title, even though it has nothing to do with the actual definition of 6 degrees of separation. We're all so closely related, but none of us are completely together. I think that's sort of what Guar is bringing up in the play. And so the reason why I wanted you to do this was because it's a woman who's really thinks she's in touch with herself, but really is not at all. And it's all for show, and this adventure that this African-American man takes them on actually brings out the first bit of humanity in her in a while. There's that phone call is heartbreaking, if I can remember the phone call when he's run away and she's trying to coax him back. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, good. So, but just think about it. It's.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I know these people, I started out when I was 11 years old as a caddy at Westwood Country Club. Cindy knows where that is.
Oh,
And I was surrounded by these people all of my life. I listened to their conversations because I was a caddy from age 11 to age 18 and would listen. My sexual abuser came from the country club. It's people who are more connected to their wealth than their emotions. And it's just, it's a type, it's a type of separation. I just thought I think it's one of the most brilliant plays that, that I remember just being challenged on it every day when I directed it. And so anyway, throw that around in your head for a while. See if you think of anybody that you must know somebody like this. I'm sure you've probably had a patient like this. And that you maybe almost had to bring back to a reality. I don't know. Maybe you have. But you're a wise woman, so I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with.
Thank you.
We'll see. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let's click off and do Matthew and Tina on their scene from Bones and see where that's come and going to.
Bill,
Yeah.
I'm keeping the script here just in case.
Okay. So we're gonna work on it tonight, but we're not gonna put it down tonight for your reel. Then is that what you're saying?
Oh, no.
Okay, so it's just a work for you then. That's good. Because I thought you would, knowing you who, those of you who don't know Matthew, you asked Matthew to do something and 30 seconds later, it's already done. And he's got 3 emails that he sent you about how he did it and what are we going to do the next thing. So I thought you might be ready to put it down tonight, but I'm glad you still want to work on it. Maybe next week we'll put it down.
Sounds like a dog.
Well, it is, right? We'll see. We'll see. All right, here we go.
Low temperance.
Helen,
Let's talk.
if that goes off, it'll kill you too.
You and I are destined to die together someday. I hope not today, but that's really up to you. I'm just going to remind you that you're a mother, so self-sacrifice really isn't in your best interest. Not to mention who's ever above us will die also.
That's a public area.
Is it? What do you think happened to poor Chloe Campbell?
I think you killed her.
No. No. It wasn't me.
You know who did it.
It's the same person who did 1-870-654-329-1892-845-362.
No, that's not possible.
1876.
I would not have missed that.
Don't be so hard on yourself. They were found in different geographic locations. They were killed in completely different methods. They were, different ages, nothing to connect them. And yet they were all killed by one person.
Who?
Well, I don't know yet. But I'm better than you at all your sequence, squeakers. I will figure out who the killer is. I think she's pretty bad. And I think she's still out there.
She?
I'll be sloppily generic, but I have my reasons for thinking that it's a woman. And if anything happens to me, she'll still be out there and she'll be doing what she's doing. And you won't even know that she's there. I know you, you'll find me. It's the stars. Okay,
That's the scene,
now,
right? Is that,
except for
that's,
the last line.
that's not the last line?
No,
All right. How close are we to the end there? We were close though, right?
one more line.
Okay, good. It seemed like a long time. I'm just saying. You know, one of the things that we talked about last week, Matthew, was the rhythm of this guy, you know, because he's ultra intelligent. He's got to have a tight speaking or a tight, clear speaking rhythm. You know, what's going on right now is what at least in my book I have a whole chapter and it's called pacing protection, meaning that you're doing the piece at a pace that you, the actor, can access the words and not forget them. But the pace that the character goes at is a completely different pace. And so you're protecting yourself from making a mistake. I don't want you to protect yourself from making a mistake. That's sort of the premise of the whole class is what every week, even though you're afraid to make a mistake, I want you to come out trying to push through what you're doing rather than fall back into it and protect you. I'd rather have you screw up every other line.
Okay.
Okay. So on that also, you added something to it this time, and I think it had something to do with the fact that there was so much space in it. But as the pace got slower, you got more emotional. The character got more emotional, and I think that works against what you're trying to do. I think you're trying to get an emotional reaction out of the other person rather than you feeling emotion. If your character feels any emotion, it's the rush of the power. It's the rush of the joy of the situation. And again, I emphasize the word rush. Again, that has to do with pacing because this is just churning through you, and that's who he really is. I think you have a great understanding of the character. I just don't want you to prove it to me with every line. I just want you to speak the line to get the action. Public area, both. You know, both of you, Tina, come on back for a second.
Okay.
I want to go over this public area idea. What brings that up? What's the very first sort of line that works into that?
The people right above us are going to die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who's-
Plus,
who's-
whoever's right above us will also die, is what Helen says.
good. Go give me a line before that and just read through it, both of you, for a second.
Plus, whoever's right above us will also die.
Yeah. So Tina, give me a line before that sequence starts and
Gotcha.
work into it.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Tell Matthew where you're starting.
I'll start with if that goes off, it'll kill you too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If that goes off, it'll kill you too.
You and I are destined to die together someday, hope not today, but that's up to you. It's just going to remind you that your mother's a self-sacrifice isn't your best option. Also, whoever's right above us will die also.
That's a public area.
What is it? Well, what do you think happened to poor Chloe Campbell?
Good. So actually, I think what the further premise is that what gives you even more power is knowing that she knows that there, and you knew this beforehand, that there are people up there in a public area, you know, which gives you even more power over her. So when she brings it up, you've got to turn it around, you know, just like how you have the fact that she says, you know, if that thing goes off, you know, and you turn it around and you go, well, we're destined to die together. So that's really good. You know, in other words, it's him taking something that's a negative and turning it around into something that works for him. He does it again after the public area and you both know it. So turn it, she goes, there's people up there. And then what's your response to that is?
Is it?
Huh? What?
I
She
say
says
that's a public area.
and I say, is it?
Yeah. So meaning, is it? Oh, like, oh, that's even better. So what's the next line after is it?
What What do you think happened to poor Chloe Campbell?
Yeah, is it? What do you think happened to poor? You know, in other words, it's like, I know it is, and you know it is. And now you just realize that I have even more power over you. So now maybe I'll get the answer I want from you before I do anything. You see what I mean? How that ties into that and says, so it's an activity, not a statement, right? Here's the key, Matthew. You're really, we've all felt the creepiness in your character. You've got that. Stop thinking about that anymore. Trust the fact that you've already got that and play what he wants. He wants a rush. He wants it now. He wants to see that other person actually get scared. And I think Tina's character sort of knows this and sort of fights against it and almost maybe eggs it on, in the respect that if she eggs it on a little bit, that she might get something that you have that she wants, which is a confession. So, you know what I mean? So these things need to work in tandem a little bit, and the scene has to have an activity to it. It's the activity that precipitates the dialogue, not versa versa.
Okay.
Okay, let's try it again. Here we go.
Hello, Temperance.
Helen,
Let's talk.
if that goes off, it'll kill you too.
Oh, you and I are destined to die together. I just hope it's not tonight. I just want to remind you that you are a mother, so self-sacrifice isn't in your best interest. Plus, whoever above us will get killed too.
That's a public area.
Oh, is it? What do you think happened to poor Chloe? What's her name? Campbell.
I think you killed her.
No, it wasn't me.
Then you know who did it.
Well, the same person who did 870-605-44821, 6721, and 6745.
No, that's not possible. I wouldn't have missed that.
Oh, no, don't be so hard on yourself. They were found at different geographic locations, completely different ages, killed by completely different methods, different ages, nothing to connect them, and yet they were all killed by one person.
Who?
I don't know yet, because I'm better than you. I will find out. And you better know your sequence too. I'm thinking, I'll figure out who's out there. I think who the killer is. I think she's pretty bad. I think she's still out there.
She?
Take that speech again and stop working it. Stop trying to make it creepy. Just tell her what you want. Just tell her what you know. You're smarter than her. Tell her what you know. Prove it. Go.
Yeah. I don't know yet, but because I'm better than you on all your sequence, I will figure out who the killer is. And I think she's still pretty bad. I think she's pretty bad, and I think she's still out there.
She?
Well, I'm being sloppily generic, but I have my reasons for thinking that it's a she. So if anything happens to me, she'll keep doing what she's doing, and you won't even know she's there. You'll find me to the stars. Okay, now I'm putting this grenade down, so don't move a muscle, even if it's for days. Just think about all the innocent people that you'll be killing, and saving, just by doing absolutely nothing.
So much better, Matthew. That's exactly the right direction you want to go in when you learn this. You want to learn this at this rhythm. You want to keep this at this rhythm so that it becomes an activity. Two things for both. One that involves it. One thing I want to show you, Matthew, is you have the line somewhere in there. You have the words "one person" somewhere. One person. What do you have? Can you give me the line context for that?
But they were all killed by one person.
Yeah, but they were, and then she has a line right after that, right?
Who?
You, Tina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says who.
Ah, right.
That's my
Good.
line. Who?
Right. So Matthew, here's what I want. There was a great sentence, and they were all killed by one person. You have a great satisfaction in knowing that, right? You have a great what I want. This is an example of holding on to what's happening to you emotionally through the next line. You sort of let that go. You were in such a great place there, and then you sort of manipulated the next line. What I'm saying is the manipulation has always got to be based on the energy you're actually in. Don't create a new energy to manipulate a line to make it sound scary or to do anything like that. You were in a really great place. So I just want you to know you hold on to the energy like I'm holding on to the energy. I'm trying to get something from you. I'm trying to get a reaction from you. I don't lose that energy. I don't like wipe it away and then start again. You know what I mean? It's there because I'm doing something to you. And it's that energy that's got to maintain and fuel the character through the scene. Okay.
Okay.
All right, now here's another really interesting thing that I got from you this time, Tina, is when he says the word she for the first time, that's like completely new information, right? Did he slip? Did he do something because of the way you're playing it that made it, and you go she, right? You're right on time. And Matthew, was that a slip? Was that a slip? Maybe
Yeah.
that was a slip. And do you have to cover for that slip? And do you enjoy
Oh.
covering for that slip? See what I'm saying? I don't think he means to say she.
Okay.
Right? And then that gives us a little bit of play. And then actually that gives you an activity, is that what it really says to you is I'm not lying enough, or whoops, the truth slipped in. You know, how am I going to lie? And he's so smart. He can talk his way out of it. But I'm saying, I think that moment is there internally for the character. Okay, just to make it a little more complicated, and also to show that however your character's handling it, Tina, that you're moving him in the right direction. Right? Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
bean. All right. And let's see what happens when you get that sort of little confidence boost as well.
Mm.
Okay? All right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Let's try it. Here we go.
Take it from where?
From the top.
Oh. Hello, Temperance.
Helen,
Let's talk.
if that goes off, it'll kill you too.
Oh, you and I are both destined to die together. But someday, I just hope it's not today. But I just want to remind you that it's your mother, so self-sacrifice is in your best interest. Plus, all the people above us will die also.
That's a public area.
Oh, is it? Who do you think killed poor Clarence? What's her name? Clarence Campbell.
I think you killed her.
No, it wasn't me.
You know who did it.
Oh, the same person who did 870-765-4321, 892, and 8741.
That's not possible. I wouldn't have missed it.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. They were found in different geographic locations, and they were killed by different methods, and they were killed completely different ages, and nothing to connect them, and yet they were all killed by one person.
Who?
Well, I don't know yet, because I'm better than you. I will find in your squeegins. I will find out who the killer is. I think she's pretty bad, and I think she's still out there.
She?
But I'm being sloppily generic, but I think that the reason that she's a woman, and if anything happens to me, she'll keep doing what she's doing, and you won't even know that she's there. I know you. You'll find me. It's in the stars. Okay, now I'm putting this grenade down and I'm pulling it, so I would not move a muscle, not even a muscle, even if it takes days. Just think of all of the innocent people you'll be saving just by doing absolutely nothing.
Seems like you want to kiss her before you go. That's nice. That's good. I like that little adjustment you made, Tina. I thought that worked really well. Yeah. Did you feel that too? Feel that difference?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
It keeps you more, active. It keeps you actually as a sort of a silent prober. What you're really trying to do is to, it's very similar to that scene that you had with,
Yep.
right. In a different sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Completely different sense. Matthew, also, is it, you have that line, is it? And what's the next line after, is it? See, it's a public area and you go, is it? And
what do you think happened to what? What do you think happened to poor Chloe Campbell?
oh yeah, so you have that little thing, which is an answer. She says, that's a public area up there. And you go, is it? Yeah. Now take a little pause there to clear that, because the next thing's the beginning of a new little beat, but it's still involved in that energy that you're in, but it is sort of a new little, it's sort of, taking advantage of that moment, but it needs a little break there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's the line? Also, you have a line, oh, don't. You say, oh, don't.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Right. And oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, don't come on, man. I know you're smarter than that. And I think it's you, it's almost you complimenting her. Because I think one of the things that you really enjoy is working against people who you think are close to being equal to as smart as you are. So I want you to compliment her on that. So do that line once as a compliment. Oh, don't, what is it? What's the line?
Don't be so hard on yourself. They were found in different geographic locations and they were killed by completely different people and they were different methods and they were different ages, nothing to connect them. And yet they were all killed by one person.
Good. Now, Tina, what's your response to that?
Who?
Yeah, good. And that who should come in really quick because
Okay.
look at him. He was just on that roll. He's about to fuck something up. You can feel that in what you did, Matthew, too. Absolutely. There's this over sense of confidence in telling her this and actually complimenting her that makes you a little bit vulnerable, and she's got to jump on that vulnerability. That was so much better. Absolutely. Did you feel the difference in that, Matthew?
Well, yeah, except the only thing is I felt like I was rushing.
No. You, Matthew, probably did feel like you were rushing. I grant it, but the character is not rushing. That is the character. So oftentimes the sort of disconnect you're feeling from yourself is the fact that although you have a couple of things in common with this character, most of all being his intelligence, that it's the powerful situation that's fueling all of his rapid responses, and it's a fucking delight. It's just fucking great, and it just keeps getting better. And I love the idea is when she goes and she picks that up really quick, that you inside know you fucked up and that you immediately certainly don't indicate it. I can't know that you know that you might have fucked up. You've got to cover it really well. Okay. All right. One more time. Let's, here's the other thing. What's that number? What's the first long number? It's like mega long. What's that? Give me that response.
1-870-360-64005-7932.
Okay. So obviously not tonight, but what I want you to do is to bring a little more logic to that number. Does that make any sense? So do the number again.
870-360-4005-7932.
See, now that's so much better. That's so much better. It's almost like I see the little dashes in the number, even though the script doesn't give you the dashes to work with. I wish it did, but it needs that because otherwise it seems like a gobbledygook of numbers. It doesn't seem to have a form to it.
Okay.
Okay, great. All right, I'm gonna click off. We're gonna do one more run on this.
Okay. Low temperance.
Now,
Helen.
again, I want to start you again. Don't knock your first domino over in the direction you don't want to go. The way you don't want to go is you don't want to exaggerate. You want to move it along. It's like, hello, temperance. It's like, okay, here we go. Let's get this thing going. But you don't want to take it. You don't want to go. You don't want to start over the top, right? You want to start dead on exactly what you want. So hello, temperance is all about, hello, temperance. We're going to have some fun here. Hello, temperance, let's fuck around, okay? Come on. That's really what you're saying with that hello, temperance. All right, here we go.
Hello, temperance.
Helen,
Let's talk.
that goes off, it'll kill you too.
You and I are both destined to die together someday. I mean, I hope not today, but I'm just going to remind you that your mother so self-sacrifices in your best interest. So plus who's ever right above us will die also.
Good, I want to go back. So there is a point where, and I agree with you, is because you don't know the words quite well enough, Matthew, is because there is a case of rushing because you were not making clear you have to make clear what you want to say in an efficient manner. That time you were rushing so fast, I couldn't understand the clarity of what you were saying. It needs both things, and that will come when you really know the lines. But as you're working through them and reading them tonight, work for clarity within that type rhythm. That's the other bellwether of a real smart person. That's what really annoys me, is they're always so damn articulate too, right? Isn't that the first thing that any other politician says about an African-American politician? Oh, they're so articulate, meaning for a Black person, I mean, it has to do with articulation as well. All right, clarity. You want in your enjoyment, you want to be really clear. Okay, here we go.
Hello, Temperance.
Pellet,
Let's talk.
if that goes off, it'll kill you too.
Oh, well, you and I are destined to die together someday. I hope not today. I just want to remind you that you're a mother, so self-sacrifice isn't in your best interest. And plus, think about all those people above us will die also.
That's a public area.
Is it? Oh, what do you think happened to poor Chloe Campbell?
I think you killed her.
No, it wasn't me.
Then who did?
The same person who did 870-3606-4005-76932 and 9224.
No, that's not possible. I wouldn't have missed that.
Oh, well, don't be so hard on yourself. They were found in different geographic locations and they were killed.
No, no. See, you're acting that, Matthew. You're not taking that as a fact. Oh, no. They were found. These are facts that she may not know that you're bragging about. So get those facts out. Ann, oh, no, you're way too. Go, Ann, go.
Well, don't be so hard on yourself. They were found in different geographic locations. They were killed by completely different methods, different ages, nothing to connect them, yet they were all killed by one person.
Who?
Well, I don't know yet, but because I'm better than you and all your sweetens, I will figure out who the killer is. I think she's pretty bad, and I think she's still out there.
Great, good. Now I want to go back and run that one more time with that clarity. And also when she goes who, don't break that rhythm, because it's that rhythm that makes you spill something that you shouldn't have spilled, which is the she. So if you keep up that rhythm, then it'll make perfect sense that you spilled it. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Take it from, don't. And here we, don't, don't. I mean, come on, compliment her and get lost in that. Go.
Don't be so hard on yourself. They were found in different geographic locations. They were killed by completely different people and they were different ages. There was nothing to connect them. And yet they were all killed by one person.
Who?
Well, I don't know yet, but because I'm better than you and all your squid tunes, I will figure out who the killer is. I think she's pretty bad and I think she's still out there.
She.
Oh, well, I mean, it's sloppily generic, but I have my reasons for thinking it's a woman. And if anything happens to me, she'll keep doing what she's doing. And you won't know that she's out there. I know you'll find me, but it's in the stars. Yeah, I'm gonna put this grenade here. And I don't want you to move a muscle, even if it's for days, because just think of all the innocent people you'll be saving just by doing absolutely nothing.
Excellent, Matthew. That for both of you, that's the best ever by far, by many yards. Yes. Many yards on a small field.
It was a good acting class.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Come on, everybody else. I want to bring this into the general thing too. Playing somebody crazy. The trap of playing somebody crazy is this. Is you get caught in playing the character rather than the character's action. It's almost like crazy as a dialect, if I can explain it that way. Oftentimes when a character has a dialect in a play, and you've all gone to plays where you've seen characters with dialects, you can see the characters play. Is the character playing the action of the play, or is the character playing the dialect? Right? It's so uninteresting when the character is just playing the dialect. The dialect has to be the assumed value. And crazy in this case, obviously, is not defined by the beholder here. And so he thinks he's not crazy. He thinks he's a genius. So there's, anybody who truly thinks that they're a genius has to be a little crazy as well. So, you know what I mean? It's that aspect, and you've got to play the activity of having her in this position, and everything else falls into place. I want to ask you guys, did you guys see the difference when we sped Matthew up a little bit and kept the clarity of it, right? And then, so it, yeah, anybody want to speak to that? Yeah.
I think it was a little less pace protected because he was not worrying so much about being creepy.
Yeah, you can't worry about being creepy. You can't worry about what you've already discovered. Right. That's what I mean. You can't keep playing what you've already discovered. If you discovered thing, yeah, put it in the basket and now let's go looking for something else, and so that creating the character has all these different ideas that you put into a basket, and then you form them into the character that you're going to finally end up playing. So it's really good, and it's a great example for anybody who has to play somebody crazy. The minute he slowed down, the minute he's tried to dramatically emphasize the craziness, the acting process just reveals itself, and the craziness is totally not believed. And you will see this on the playback a lot, Matthew. You'll see, like, God, I don't believe that at all. And you see these sections where you're really serious about what you're doing. The craziness doesn't go away there. It doesn't. It just actually adds to it. It's really effective. So I really want you to bust your ass this week in a Matthew Davis sort of way and get off book on this so we can really do it next week, right? And remember, in the tight rhythm, there is an indicative, there is a clarity to this guy. He wants to be absolutely clear that she understands that, we could die together today. We could die together today. It's got to have a clarity to the tightness of the pacing and the rhythm. Again, that's another sign of intelligence.
So what I want is to scare her?
No, absolutely not. What you want to do is have power over her. What you want is power. And in this situation, you have it. That's why you love it. You've got a bomb that could go off at any moment. So you have all the power in the world.
Can I just ask you a question?
Mhm.
In the very beginning, I put down a grenade. The moment I do that, I have the power.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
see why I need to do more.
I don't either.
I mean, I could just put the grenade down, that's it.
Oh, no, you mean, well, yeah, but the writer didn't write that. I mean, it's not your problem to figure out whether he could have or couldn't have. Of course he could or couldn't have, but this is the way it's written. He puts it down and uses it as a motivator.
I'm just having a hard time what's at stake for my character.
Life. You could blow yourself up too. And I think he's fully taken that into account. I think that's part of the charge. You could blow yourself up, you could blow her up, and you could blow all the people up on top of you, right? Absolutely. That's like God. I mean, you're God there. You're God.
Well, that wouldn't matter to me. I mean, that'd be good.
Yeah, well, you're not a good God, but you're God. Does that make sense to you? It's all about the power of the situation and just enjoying it and taking full advantage of it. And
Okay.
it's that overconfidence that almost makes you slip. Right? And do you notice that as soon as you make that slip and you cover that slip, the very next thing is you getting out of that room as fast as you can. Right? All of those things tie into each other, right? That's why he exits. Is because I think it's him berating himself, going, and not wanting to admit it and getting out of there.
Also, there's a stage direction that's not read that I said.
What is it?
Penton pushes a button on the grenade and sets off a laser beam pointed directly on Brennan.
Uh-huh.
Because it's not red, I say it.
Yeah. So what's your point?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because I could say that at the beginning too, because otherwise we won't know there's a grenade there.
Yeah, that's great. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you wouldn't do that in an audition because they all know what the plot of the story is. But if you're doing it for your reel, it's got to have sort of a beginning and a middle and an end and tell a little story. So you can make that adjustment in it to really make it seem more complete for your reel.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
a casting director might not know it. But what? they
Well,
would
no,
have
I
to
mean, I'm
say-
saying if this was an actual audition, they would know the whole scope of everything. You wouldn't have to make anything up. They'd already know it. It would already be in the script. You would even know it because you would have read the whole.
One of
episode.
those things I say, bring in a scene that shows you at your best.
Yes.
Or you have to email the scene in ahead of time.
What are you talking about? For what? For your.
For a class, for like a casting director.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. This is a scene you would mail in, and we're going to look for another one for you. That's different. That's not a crazed serial killer. We're going to find somebody who's probably. I mean, I think anybody that I mean, I think you could play sort of a low intelligent person very well. It's easy to subtract information. But I think your type is definitely intellectual type. So I want to find something that's not aggressive, that allows you to lay back in it. So it'll be so that you seem even smarter than you actually are. That's what I'm
Well,
looking
in classes, I usually get cast as a stalker or a child molester.
for. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna make you we're gonna find another piece that's not like that.
Okay. Despite my best Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah, I know. Well, don't get me started. All right. Okay, so let's go to.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good work, Matthew. But look at the playback when I send it to you tomorrow and see the difference in the rhythm and work toward the rhythm of the character, not what makes you feel safe.
All right. I hate watching myself. All right.
Well, I know, but you can learn from yourself. Hating watching yourself is just. Are you still there? He's not. Okay. I'm not going to go on my hating watching.
Oh, yes, he is.
Oh, you are there. Hating watching yourself is just false modesty. Just watch yourself, will you? Just fucking watch yourself. I hate watching myself. I know. We all hate watching ourselves. So shut up, get over it, and watch it and learn from it. You got it. It's right there in front of you. I love you. Okay, good. I love it. There's nobody in the world, I talk to everybody as like I know them, and I know Matthew backward and forward, and that's the truth. Okay. All right, let's go to Vasily and Cindy, because we usually do you last. So let's do you in the middle tonight. We'll shake you up. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Wait a minute. I want to.
Why would this not let me go off? There.
Okay. Wait. Let me get off here. Okay.
Yahoo, Mrs. Bloom. It's safe to come out. David and Ann went for a walk and we've got the whole place to fight in.
Enjoy yourself. I'm going to bed.
Oh, Ma, I'm sorry I lost my temper.
I'm glad you're sorry.
Please come out. We cannot talk like this.
You don't want to talk. You want to fight. But I don't fight with my children. In your life, did you ever hear your father and I fight? No. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because all my childhood, I listened to fights. My father fought with my mother. My mother fought with my brother. My mother fought with me. When I married your father, I told him, Jack, I'll talk but I won't fight. Did you ever hear us fight? No. And now you know why.
Okay, good. I want to go back. Good. All right. So Vasily, the very beginning is some other big scene just happened and your mother ran in the room and slammed the door, right? Because of something horrible that was said. And then the people who were in the room when that all happened left. And now you're in the room all alone. Am I correct?
Mhm.
Right. Okay. So then the first thing you say is what? You say,
Yahoo, Mrs. Blue.
Round two.
and is that your,
Round two. Yeah, there is a word round two, but I kind of omitted it.
okay, well, no, I don't admit it. Round two. Right, is there a pause after any of these lines?
Well, there is a direction. He sits on couch.
Okay, so what I'm
So
saying is,
I can admit there is a pause a little bit, you know.
yeah,
he can
yeah,
admit-
I think it's two parts. In other words, read the first couple of lines for me, Vasily.
Round two. Yahoo, Mrs. Bloom. It's safe to come out. Devin and Ed went for a walk and we've got the whole place to fight in.
Enjoy yourself. I'm going to bed.
Mom, sorry, I lost my temper.
I'm glad you're sorry.
Oh, please come
Okay,
out.
good. That's great. See, what that does, Vasily, is that it allows her to exist even without saying a line. In other words, that you say, yoo-hoo, round two, waiting for a reaction from her, right? You get no reaction. Then you've got to make something else up to say. You get no reaction from her. So that it has a sense of having a conversation without her saying a word. Does that make sense to you?
Mhm.
Right? It's actually telling us about what just happened without her saying a word. And I love that aspect. So Cindy, when you finally decide to say a word, what's her action?
I enjoy yourself. I'm going to bed and it's your fault.
Yeah. So what's your action?
She's going to give an argument.
She's got not only that, that's all she has to say on the subject.
Yeah.
She's ending the argument.
Okay.
Right. In other words, he's trying to start a conversation. You're ending the conversation every time.
Ah,
Right.
yeah.
See that? You
Yeah.
see, and even on the first 6 lines, we haven't even had an exchange yet, and we already know a lot because of that, right?
Yeah.
And then I want to just follow through on this a little bit because we talked about it last week. Is the history of your life is a series of facts. It's not something that you're putting on him emotionally.
Well, this is the thing. Yeah. You said facts and laws. I got that.
Great.
But you also said shame him and put him in his place.
Sure. Okay, good. That's
Doesn't
great.
that emotionally like put it on him that way too?
Well, do the first line about arguing. What's your first line about, you know, why I never argued, whatever that is?
Okay. You don't want to talk. You want to fight.
Yeah. So that's a fact. You don't want to talk. You want to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you're doing. That's a fact. Go.
But I don't fight with my children.
Yes.
That's another fact.
But I don't fight with my children.
Yeah. Did
Right.
you ever in your life hear your father and I fight?
Same
No.
tone. Did you ever hear in your life my father and I? You know what I mean? In other words, it just keeps coming back with this same sort of factual tonality to it.
Right.
All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's going to age you a little bit. It's when the mother gets emotional about having the power in the relationship that she loses power. She has to have power based on the history of the relationship. That's how a mother uses her power over her son, is through history and the facts and the Did I ever do this? Did you ever see me do this? Not, did I ever do this? Did you ever see me do this? That's a sister. A mother owns it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let's start it from the beginning. You keep trying to end that conversation and then pull out all the facts, baby. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Round two. Yahoo, Mrs. Bloom. It's safe to come out. David and Ed went for a walk and we've got the whole place to fight in.
Enjoy yourself. I'm going to bed.
Mom, I'm sorry I lost my temper.
Ha! I'm glad you're sorry.
Please come out here. We cannot talk like this.
You don't want to talk. You want to fight. But I don't fight with my children. In your life, did you ever hear your father and I fight? No. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because all my childhood, I listened to fights. My father fought with my mother fought with my brother, my mother fought with me. When I married your father, I told him, Jack, I'll talk, but I won't fight. And did you ever hear us fight? No. And now you know why.
You want to sit down?
I'm sitting.
All right.
And don't holler at me. People say things they don't mean when they holler, and you've already said quite enough.
Good. Don't holler when you tell them that. And don't holler at me.
And don't holler at me.
Yeah, keep going. Go.
People say things they don't mean when they holler, and you've already said quite enough.
I won't holler. Just hit a raw nerve. We won't discuss Alan, only David.
So discuss.
Why don't you tell me what you already know and we'll go on from there?
I don't know anything.
You spend the day with him. You must have said something.
Let me think. He's an orphan.
He's not an orphan.
He said he was an orphan.
Well, he is not. He was a battered child that took him away from his parent. This is his third foster home. The first brought him back. The second he ran away from. So
So he's a liar.
he's not a liar.
Good. So he said he was an orphan, Cindy, right? You gotta be defensive about what you heard before. He said he was an orphan, right?
Oh,
Right. And then doesn't that tie into the liar?
yeah.
Right. So you're not making this up. This is what he said, right?
Mhm.
Right. So it's his problem. All right, here we go. Vasily, we won't discuss. We won't discuss. Pick it up from there.
I won't holler. You
Hmm.
just hit a raw nerve. We won't discuss Alan, only David.
So discuss.
See, Alan was the raw nerve, right? Isn't Alan the raw nerve?
Yeah.
Right, Vasily? Right.
So-
Yeah, it is. It is for sure. Alan, Alan is your relationship. That's the raw nerve, right? We're going to leave him out
Yeah,
of this.
that's right. There is a connection now. I just realized it's because of the first fight they had and they talked about it. That was happened. Okay,
Exactly. Good.
that's what connection. Okay, got it.
That's what I felt was missing from that.
All right.
All right, start it again in the same place. Good.
I won't holler. You just hit a raw nerve. We won't discuss Alan, only David.
So discuss.
Why don't you tell me that you already know and we'll go on from there?
Now, can you try this for me? We won't discuss Alan. We'll only discuss David. She goes right away. So discuss. Hold that energy. Hold that energy where you were, and then make that transference from that energy in a tighter way. You're taking too long in there, and you got to hold on to what you came into. It's a tricky moment for the character. All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Same start. We won't discuss. We won't discuss Alan.
I won't holler. You just hit a raw nerve. We won't discuss Alan, only David.
So discuss.
Why don't you tell me what you already know and we'll go on from there?
I don't know anything.
You spent the whole day with him. He must have said something.
Let me think.
But you see how that can be a little more argumentative? You spent the whole day with him. He must have said something. I mean, come on, you said we were going to discuss, and now you're saying you didn't say anything. In other words, there's got to be some antipathy between the two of you, at the beginning of this thing, so that we can work it out by the end or whatever. But you got to be tough with each other. It's father, mother, son, mother, son. Oh my God. All right. Same spot, Vasily. Go. We won't discuss.
I won't holler. You just hit a raw nerve. We won't discuss Alan on the David.
So discuss.
Why don't you tell me what you already know and we'll go on from there?
I don't know anything.
You spent the whole day with him. He must have said something.
Let me think. He's an orphan.
He's not an orphan.
He said he was an orphan.
Well, he is not. He was a battered child. They took him away from his parents. This is his third foster home. The first brought him back. The second he ran away from. So
He's a liar.
he's not a liar.
This isn't going to work.
Good. So he said he was an orphan. The fucking, what was he fucking lying to me? That it's got to have that feeling to it, Cindy. She's got to judge that so that when you get to that line, you're already there. You don't have to invent it. Right? Isn't it? It's your assumption that everybody's lying to you. That's why you hate being here. Everybody's lying to you, even your own son, for God's sakes. Okay, same spot. Same spot. Let's go again.
We won't discuss Alan, only David.
So discuss.
Why don't you tell me what you already know and we'll go from there?
I don't know anything.
You spent the whole day with him. He must have said something.
Let me think. He's an orphan.
He is not an orphan.
I said he was an orphan.
Well, he is not. He was a battered child. They took him away from his parents. This is his third foster home. The first brought him back. The second he ran away from. So he's
So he's a liar.
He is not a liar.
This isn't going to work.
Oh, come on. We're finally getting somewhere.
How do you expect me to sit here and discuss this insanity?
You're all right. It's not going to work.
Arnold, what do you know from raising a child?
What's to know? Whenever I have a problem with, simply imagine how you would have solved it, and I do the opposite.
Is this what you invited me up here for? To insult me and spit on your father's grave?
For crying out, will you please sit down?
Don't holler. I'm sitting. I don't know why, but I'm sitting.
All right. Now we're going to talk about David, not Alan, not Daddy, just David. And we're going to stay calm.
Ah!
I give up.
Arnold, darling, open your eyes. Don't you see how ridiculous this is? I've been here less than a day. Already I've seen you let him miss school, hang out on the street, go out without dinner.
But this is hardly a typical day.
Oh, you want to talk or make excuses?
This isn't little Lord Fauntleroy we're talking about here. If this kid decided I was coming down too hard on him, he'd pack up and take off, and I'd never get him back. Again. That sweet-looking little boy know how to make more money in a night than you and I could make in a week.
So you let him run wild?
No, but I don't beat him up either. I teach him, I advise him, I try to set an example for him, and
Some example. Arnold, look. You live the life you want. I put my fist in my mouth. I don't say a word. This is what you want. But think about the boy. He likes you. He's told me he loves you. He sees you living like this. Don't you think it's going to affect him?
Ma, David's gay.
But he's only been here 6 months.
He came that way.
No one comes that way.
What an opening.
No, by you, everything is a joke.
Don't you understand? The whole purpose of placing him here was for him to grow up with a positive attitude about his homosexuality.
That's it. I'm finished. The world has gone completely mad and I'm heading south for the summer.
You make it very difficult to have an intelligent conversation.
Oh, you want an intelligent conversation? Do what I do. Talk to yourself. It's the only way.
You think this is as easy for me? Look, my hands are shaking. I've been like this for days. I know you'd be coming and we'd have to talk about this.
Oh, yeah, because you knew I'd show you how wrong you
I'm
are.
not wrong.
No? Tell me something. How old was your friend Alan when you met him?
17.
17. 17, and you were doing God knows what together. Now tell me, how old is this son of yours?
I have no intention of sleeping with him. Is that what you're driving at?
Oh, I had no intention of having a homosexual for a son, so look where intentions get you. Arnold, do what you want. You want to live like this, gay isn't to hate. I don't care anymore. You're not going to make me sick like you did your father.
I made my father sick?
Oh, no, he was thrilled to have a fairy for a son. You took a lifetime full of dreams and threw them back in his face.
What life of dreams? He knew I was gay for 14 years.
Oh, what? You think you walk into a room and say, "Hi, Dad, I'm queer," and that's that? You think that's what we brought you into the world for? Believe me, if I'd known, I wouldn't have bothered. That should tear off my tongue. I should talk to my child this way. Arnold, you're my son. You're a good person, a sensitive person with a heart and a horror like your father. And I try to love you for that and forget this, but you won't let me. Oh, you've got to throw me down on the ground and rub my face in it. You haven't spoken a sentence since I got here without the word gay in it.
Because that's what I am.
If that's all, you could leave it in there where it belongs, in private. But no, you're obsessed by it. You're not happy unless everyone is talking about it. I don't know why you don't just wear a big sign and get it over with.
I don't know what to say to you. I really don't. I'm not trying to throw it in your face, but it is what I am. And it's not just a matter of who I sleep with. Ma, try to imagine the world the other way around. Imagine that every movie, book, magazine, TV show, newspaper, commercial, billboard told you that you should be homosexual. But you know you're not, and you know that for you, this is right.
Arnold, stop already. You're talking crazy.
You know what crazy? That's after all these years, I'm still here justifying myself. That's what is crazy.
You call this a life? The sickness. But this is what you've chosen for yourself.
Ma, look, I'm gay. I don't know why. I don't think anyone does, but that's what I am. For as far back as I can remember, back before I knew it was different or wrong. Well,
You have not heard a word I've said.
I know you'd rather I was straight, but I am not. Would you also rather I had lied to you? My friends all think I'm crazy for telling you. They never dream of telling their parents. Instead, they cut their parents out of their lives. And the parents wonder, why are my children so distant? Is that what you'd rather?
But it doesn't have to be our every conversation either.
You want a part of my life? You want a part in my life? I'm not going to edit it out, the things you don't like.
Can we end this conversation?
No, there is one more thing you've got to understand. You made fun of my crocheting thing. You think it's a cute little effeminate thing I do. Let me tell you something. I have taught myself to sew, cook, fix plumbing, do taxes, build furniture. I can even pat myself on the back when necessary. Also, I don't have to ask anyone for anything. There is nothing I need from anyone except love and respect. And anyone who can give those two things has no place in my life. You're my mother and I love you. I do. But if you can't respect me, then you've got no business being here.
You're throwing me out?
Oh, what I'm trying to tell
You're
is.
throwing me out. Oh, isn't that nice? Listen, mister, you get one mother in this world. Only one. Wait, you just wait.
Okay, good. Woo! Okay, better, you guys. Once we got us all on track there, the follow through worked pretty well. Did you see what we really missed there at the beginning?
Mhm.
Yeah, right. Okay, great. Now, going from there, Cindy, I think a key line that runs all the way through this piece to her is, what do you know about raising a child?
Yeah.
Right. That's a big, I mean, oh my God, right? And oh, I suppose you just let him run wild. That's what you do, right? That's how you handled adulthood. See how those things sort of tie into each other?
Mhm.
But it's got to be brought to him in a sort of shameful parent way, not in a dramatic way. There's got to be shame in it, right? Oh, so you let him run wild. It's not, oh, so you let him run wild. It's, oh, so you let him run wild. Oh, you stupid fuck, you let him run wild. You know what I mean? It's got to have some of that motherly edge to it. That's a perfect example of that. Okay. And
Okay.
you might want to fool around with the fuck exercise just to sort of get that this time, that motherly, so that you don't feel that you have to do it dramatically, that you can do it with a sharp edged point of view. That's how I always sort of see a mother-son thing certainly in this case they're very sharp edges, because of the experience these two characters have with each other and what they've both been through. Vasily, when you give up, when she says something so ridiculous, I don't want you to give up, blow it out, and bring it back here. I want you to bank it inside. I want you to eat it. I want you to suck it up. But I don't want you to blow it out in any way. I want you to contain it, because it's going to make the arc of the scene better for you, because you're going to be naturally containing frustration rather than letting it go off and then coming back to it and letting it go off and coming back to it. The frustration is a sense that builds, that really sort of becomes the fuel for you honestly saying something that you've never said to her in her whole life. And if you can't do that, there's no place in your life for me anymore. That's got to be an emotional thing. I mean, when you say something that to your mother, it comes out of an emotional place, not an intellectual place. If you thought about it, you would never say anything like that to your mother. Oh my God, right? So you've got to be in a non-thinking place. And what gets you to that non-thinking place is absorbing the frustration of the previous part of the conversation.
Mhm.
Okay? Rather than giving yourself an opportunity to blow it away or throw it off like leaning back or someplace. I want you to bank it. I want it to hurt. I want it to hurt. Okay? So that when you finally say what you feel, it comes from a place that you just can't hurt anymore. And the only way you can survive this hurt is to just tell her the truth.
Mhm.
Okay? And so you're not thinking about it. It's something, the truth has been in there for many years. Now it just happens to come out now in a non-thinking way.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right, good. Cindy, I'm finished. Do what I do. What is it? I'm finished here. Do you say that? What do you say?
You're not
Cindy,
talking about,
Cindy,
you
I'm
want a normal conversation, talk to yourself, do what I do, talk to yourself. That's the only way. Is that the line you're talking about?
Possibly, yeah.
That's a reaction to the line when I said, don't you understand the whole purpose of placing him here was for him to grow up with a positive attitude about his homosexuality.
Yeah, or are you talking about the I'm finished? That's it, I'm finished. The world's gone crazy now. I'm heading south for the winter.
Right.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's later.
Yeah.
That's when he's trying to say,
Well, no, I'm
Take the
talking about
world the other way.
this I finished is closely related to do what I do. Do what I do.
talk to yourself, it's the only way.
Yeah. And my note to you on that line, do what I do. Talk to yourself. It's the only way. In other words, you've got to believe that you talk to yourself all the time. That's got to come from a belief. It can't just be a line. It's got to be an experience.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
So do you have the line, I'm finished? Is there one that says that just before?
Yes.
What is it?
It's okay. This is right after stop, I'm finished. Oh, I think it's when you're talking about him having a positive.
That's what I said. Don't you understand the whole
Yeah.
purpose of placing him here was for him to grow up with a positive attitude
Right.
about his homosexuality.
Right, then I go,
That's it. I'm finished.
The world has gone completely mad. I'm heading south for the summer.
That's it. I'm finished. The
Yeah.
world has gone completely south. See, I'm using the situation to get emotional. I'm not getting emotional. That's it. I'm finished. I'm never coming back. Good luck to you. You know, it's tougher. It's a tougher mother lover.
Okay.
All right.
She also
Uh,
stands up on the line on stage.
Okay. well,
Then you'll get this, so-
Yeah, yeah. What do you have? Do you have Vasily, what life of, what life of dreams? What life of dreams?
When we were talking about
You took Lifetime
his
of Dreams and threw
father,
it back in its face.
his father,
Say that line for me.
I'm looking for it.
What life of dreams? He knew I was gay for 14
Yeah,
years, like
that's an absurd thing for her to say. What life of dreams? He knew I was gay. What the fuck are you talking about? He knew this. It's got to have that experience, that absurdity to it. That's an absurd thing for her to say from your point of view.
What life of dreams? He knew I was a gay for 14 years.
Good. Now don't make it angry. Just unbelievable. Go.
What life of dreams? He knew I was a gay for 14 years.
Yes, exactly. You see what I mean? That's it. That's the area you want to be in.
Mhm.
It's absurd. She has no right to say something like that. It wasn't like you kept it from your father all these years. The whole point was you did come out years ago. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck?
She really does say some below the belt stuff. If I'd known, I wouldn't have bothered. I mean,
Right.
wow.
Yeah. Hey, if I'd have known, I wouldn't have bothered. Right. Exactly. It is. Yeah. Because she has a very strong belief in this first. It gives her character, because by the end of the play, she has a great understanding and love for her. Right. So
Yeah.
you got to you're setting yourself up for that. So again, you're not being dramatically angry. You're being fact-based anger. All right.
Yeah.
Vasily, you have a line. It should be, okay, wait a minute. Try to imagine, that's a new idea.
Mhm.
All right. So use that. It's like a little light bulb goes off and you're like, oh, maybe she'll understand it if I tell you this way. Try to imagine. All right. Just if you can. And you're a pretty imaginative person, Mom.
Right.
Do that now. And like it's a new idea.
Okay.
And
Santi, can you give me that line when you said, if that were all you, that were you all you could live in there, something, that.
Okay. If that were all, you could leave it in there where it belongs, in private. But no, you're obsessed by it. You're not happy unless everyone is talking about it. I don't know why you don't just wear a big sign and get it over with.
I don't know what to say to you. I really don't. I'm not trying to throw it in your face, but it is what I am. And that's just a matter of who I sleep with. Try to imagine the world the other way around. Imagine that every movie, book, magazine, TV show, newspaper, commercial, billboard told you that you should be homosexual, but you know you're not, and you know that for you,
Arnold, stop already. You're talking crazy.
You want to know what's crazy? That after all these years, I'm still here justifying my life. That's what's crazy.
You call this a life? This is a sickness. But this is what you've chosen for yourself.
Ma, look, I'm gay. I don't know why. I don't think anyone does, but that's what I am. For as far back as I can remember, back before I knew it was different or wrong.
You have not heard a word I've said.
I know you'd rather I was straight, but I'm not. Would you also rather I had lied to you? My friends all think I'm crazy for telling you. They'd never dream of telling their parents. Instead, they cut their parents out of their lives. And the parents wonder, why are my children so distant? Is that what you'd rather?
But it doesn't have to be our every conversation either.
You want to pardon my life? I'm not going to edit it out, the things you don't like.
Can we end this conversation?
No. There is one more thing you've got to understand. You made fun of my crocheting before. You think it's a cute little effeminate thing I do? Let me tell you something. I have taught myself to sew, cook, fix plumbing, to do taxes, build furniture. I can even pat myself on the back when necessary. Also, I don't have to ask anyone for anything. There is nothing I need from anyone except love and respect. And anyone who can give me those two things has no place in my life. You're my mother and I love you. I do, but if you can't respect me, then you've got no business being here.
You're throwing me out.
And what I'm trying to tell you.
You're throwing me out. Isn't that nice? Listen, mister, you get one mother in this world, only one. Wait, You just wait.
Great, great. I didn't stop you because I got you guys on a roll and I wanted to see where it was going to go. And it went a really great direction, absolutely a great direction. Because you know what you did, Vasily, in there was that you put more of the pain of having to tell her these things in it. And it really made it much more human. And it just sort of came out because we finally got you on the right roll there. Cindy, so much better, so much more of that the life sickness. What is the life sickness? What is that line? What is
You
that?
call this a life, it's a sickness, but
You call
this
this a
is what
life?
you're
It's
supposed
a
to do.
sickness. Yeah. Think
Yeah.
of it as you call this a life? It's a sickness. That's the answer. It's a sickness, right? Absolutely started to get that edge to it. But again, it's an edge because of the fact is the fact, and you don't have to be emotional about it. All right. Great. Great. Good. I think that's all the notes I got on. So what I want to do is I want to go back. I want to try to see what happens this time. I want to run it all the way through. I'm not going to stop you this time. Vasily, what I want you to focus on is banking all your frustration, okay? And then see what dividends that reaps for you at the end. And remember, as you bank the frustration, turn the frustration into hurt, not dramatic power. Just turn it into pain and hurt, all right? And then say what you have to say to survive the hurt. Then you're doing the two things that we want, okay? I mean, it's a very hurtful situation, what's going on right here in this scene. It's very hurtful, especially since you love your mother so much. That's the other part, is you love your mother dearly. She's been your savior all your life. Certainly your father wasn't. So there's got to be hurt in having to articulate yourself and the person you're having to do it to, all that stuff. And Cindy, what we're going to try to do is you're going to try to use your mother's strength to put him in his place, okay? That's what you're trying. That's the only card you got left is the mother card, right?
Okay.
Okay. And the way you play the mother card is, okay, I'm finished. I'm out of here. That's the mother card, right? The fact is that the mother's going to walk out on the child. Whoa, you know, that never happens. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Good luck.
Round two. Yoo-hoo, Mrs. Bloom. It's safe now. It's safe to come out. David and I went for a walk and we've got the whole place to fight in.
Enjoy yourself. I'm going to bed.
Mom, sorry I lost my temper.
I'm glad you're sorry.
Oh, please come out here. We cannot talk like this.
You don't want to talk. You want to fight. But I don't fight with my children. In your life, did you ever hear your father and I fight? No. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because all my childhood, I listened to fights. My father fought with my mother fought with my brother, my mother fought with me. When I married your father, I told him, Jack, I'll talk, but I won't fight. And did you ever hear us fight? No.
Oh, wow.
And now you know
You
why.
just gave me a really great idea. But Vasily's reaction to what you went into in that speech informed me of something else that could possibly make it even better than it already is. And that is that he's heard this speech before. Did you ever hear your father and I argue? No, right? Sounds to me like you've said that a few hundred times, right?
A week.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the familiarity with the line is what you want to work for, right? Is you want to work for the mantra that it's always worked for you in the past. That's why it's using the mother thing. That's why, and it's Vasily's reaction was, I felt him inside go, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm going to get the we never argue speech. You know, I really felt that, and it was great. Let's go back to the beginning and launch it again. Here we go.
Okay.
Nice work. That's great. And Vasily, every time she doesn't answer in this opening thing, you've got to come up with another line and another way to say it. All right, here we go.
Round two. Yahoo, Mrs. Bloom. Safe to come out. David and Ann went for a walk and we've got the whole place to fight in.
Enjoy yourself. I'm going to bed.
Mom, I'm sorry I lost my temper.
Ha! I'm glad you're sorry.
Please come out. We cannot talk like this.
You don't want to talk. You want to fight. But I don't fight with my children. In your life, did you ever hear your father and I fight? No. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because all my childhood, I listened to fights. My father fought with my mother fought with my brother, my mother fought with me. When I married your father, I told him, Jack, I'll talk, but I won't fight. And did you ever hear us fight? No. And now you know why.
You want to sit down?
I'm sitting.
All right.
And don't holler at me. People say things they don't mean when they holler, and you've already said quite enough.
I won't holler. You just hit a raw nerve. We won't discuss Alan. Only David.
So discuss.
Why don't you tell me what you already know, and we'll go on from there.
I don't know anything.
You spent the whole day with him. He must have said something.
Let me think. He's an orphan.
He is not an orphan.
He said he was an orphan.
Well, he is not. He was a battered child that took him away from his parents. This is his third foster home. The first brought him back. The second he ran away from. So he is
So
not,
he's a liar.
he's not a liar.
This isn't going to work.
Come on, we're finally getting somewhere.
How do you expect me to sit here and discuss this insanity?
You're right. This is not going to work.
Arnold, what do you know from raising a child?
What's to know? Whenever I have a problem, I simply imagine how you would solve it, and I do the opposite.
Is this what you invited me up here for? To insult me and spit on your father's grave?
For crying out, will you please sit down?
Don't holler. I'm sitting. I don't know why, but I'm sitting.
All right. Now we're going to talk about David, not Alan. Not Daddy, not just David. Just David. We're going to stay calm.
Ah.
Give up.
Arnold, darling, open your eyes. Don't you see how ridiculous this is? I've been here less than a day. Already, I've seen you let him miss school, hang out in the street, go out without dinner.
This is a hardly typical day.
You want to talk or make excuses?
This isn't little Lord Fauntleroy we're talking about here. If this kid decided I was coming down too hard on him, he'd pack and take off and I'd never get him back again. That sweet-looking little boy knows how to make more money in a night than you and I could make in a week.
So you let him run wild?
No, but I don't beat him up either. I teach him, I advise him, I try to set an example for him as
Some example. Arnold, look, you live the life you want. I put my fist in my mouth. I never say a word. This is what you want. But think about the boy. He likes you. He told me he loves you. He sees you living like this. Don't you think it's going to affect him?
Ma, David's gay.
He's only been here 6 months.
Became that way.
No one comes that way.
Oh, what an opening.
By you, everything is a joke.
Don't you understand? The whole purpose of placing him here was for him to grow up with a positive attitude about his homosexuality.
That's it. I'm finished. The world has gone completely mad. I'm headed south for the summer.
You make it very difficult to have an intelligent conversation.
You want to have an intelligent conversation? Do what I do. Talk to yourself. It's the only way.
You think this is as easy for me? Look, my hands are shaking. I've been like this for days, knowing you'd be coming and we'd have to talk about this.
Because you knew I'd show you how wrong you are.
I'm not wrong.
No? Tell me something. How old was your friend Alan when you met him?
17.
17. 17 and you were doing God knows what together. Now, tell me, how old is this son of yours?
I have no intention of sleeping with him. Is that what you're driving at?
Well, I had no intention of having a homosexual for a son, so let's see where intentions get you. Arnold, do what you want. You want to live like this, gay gesundheit hate. I don't care anymore. You're not going to make me sick like you did your father.
I made father sick.
Oh, no, he was thrilled to have a fairy for a son. You took a lifetime of dreams and threw him back in his face.
What life of dreams? He knew I was gay for 14 years.
What, you walk into a room and say, hi, Dad, I'm queer, and that's that? You think that's what we brought you into the world for? If I'd known, I wouldn't have bothered. God should tear out my tongue. I should talk to my child this way. Arnold, you're my son. You're a good person, a sensitive person with a heart kind of horror like your father. And I try to love you for that and forget this, but you won't let me. You've got to throw me down on the ground, rub my face in it. You haven't spoken a sentence since I got here without the word gay in it.
Because that's what I am.
If that were all, you could leave it in there where it belongs, in private. But no, you're obsessed by it. You're not happy unless everyone is talking about it. I don't know why you don't just wear a big sign and get it over with.
I don't know what to say to you. I really don't. I'm not trying to throw it in your face, but it is what I am. And it's not just a matter of who I sleep with. Ma, try to imagine the world the other way around. Imagine that every movie, book, magazine, TV show, newspaper, commercial, billboard told you that you should be homosexual. But you know you're not, and you know that for you,
Oh,
this
Arnold,
is...
stop already. You're talking crazy.
You want to know what's crazy? That after all these years, I'm still here justifying my life. That's what's crazy.
You call this a life? It's a sickness. But this is what you've chosen for yourself.
Ma, look, I'm gay. I don't know why. I don't think anyone does. But that's what I am. For as far as back as I can remember, back before I knew it was different or wrong. Or
You have not heard a word I've said.
I know I'd rather, I know you'd rather, I know you'd rather I was straight, but I'm not. Would you also rather I had lied to you? My friends all think I'm crazy for telling you. They'd never dreamed of telling their parents. Instead, they cut their parents out of their lives. And their parents wonder, why are my children so distant? Is that what you'd rather?
But it doesn't have to be our every conversation.
You
either.
want a part in my life? I'm not going to edit it out, these things you don't like.
Can we end this conversation?
No, there's more one thing you've got to understand. You made fun of microshading before. You think it's a cute little effeminate thing I do. Let me tell you something. I have taught myself to sew, cook, fix plumbing, to do taxes, build furniture. I can even pat myself on the back when necessary. Also, I don't have to ask anyone for anything. There is nothing I need from anyone except love and respect. And anyone who can't give me those two things has no place in my life. You're my mother, and I love you. I do. But if you can't respect me, then you got no business being here.
You're throwing me out.
Oh, Jesus.
You're throwing me out. Oh, isn't that nice? Listen, mister, you get one mother in this world, only one. Wait, you just wait.
And Cindy, make that a little more of a warning and all. Wait, you just wait, right? In other words, make that a little bit of a warning and all you have to say on the subject. So,
Okay,
so the scene doesn't stop, it ends.
mister, you get one mother in this world, only one. Wait, you just wait.
Take him a moment. Wait, period. Beat. Wait.
Okay, wait. You just wait.
Good. See, now that's a mother. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I can remember my mother telling me that 300 times. And, you know, now that I'm 73 years old, I can say, God, the bitch was right again. God, she was right again. You know, I remember when my mother was going through a period when she was losing all of her friends. She was the last one of her friend circle to pass away. And it was, you know, she says, you wait. Yeah.
You
Well,
just wait.
It's here, baby. It's here, Mom. You were right. It's here. Okay, a couple of notes. This is going the right direction. I think we made some great progress tonight. Here's a couple of things for you to think about for next week. Cindy, this isn't going to work. You've got to try to end that. This isn't going to work. You got to end that conversation. All right.
Okay.
Both of you have got to work out a moment at the very beginning when you go, don't holler. Right? Because the whole premise of this was that you aren't going to yell at each other and that you don't yell. And so you're the first one to go, don't holler, right? It's got to be a moment for both of you. I don't know what that is, but it's a moment for both of you because it breaks the rules that both of you set before you started talking. All right. Vasily, in the speech where you say your hands are shaking, I want you to watch the playback when you and see if you can just make your hands shake and then speak from there rather than you kind of too angry there. And when your hands are shaking, I'm feeling like it's a more vulnerable place to speak from, a more confusing place to speak from. Okay, so Cindy, Mom, talk or make yeah, here's another mom line. Are you going to talk or make excuses? Oh my God. Oh my God. And the negative point of view on, so you let them run wild. I got to hear the negative. So you went, I got to hear the negative. I got to hear the judgment.
So what's enough judgment? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there was not as much as this mother has. This mother has.
So you let him run wild.
Yeah. And is this true? I put my fist in my mouth. That's not true. You don't do that. Yeah. But you say that I put my fist in my mouth. It's a, yeah.
I let you live this way. I don't say anything. I think he wants to be dramatic. I put my fist in my mouth.
No, I put my fist in my mouth. Right, whatever that is, but it's bullshit. Yeah. Vasily, don't know what and also the line where you say, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know if you've ever been in an argument like this, and you argue for a while. And the person is just not hearing who you are or what you are. And you don't say, I don't know what to say to you anymore. You just go, I don't know what to say to you anymore. I've said, in other words, it's got to start from a point of confusion, that line. And it's just coming out as the next line right now. And I want you, it's got to be, I've gone in so many directions. I've tried so hard to articulate this.
Like confusion or exhaustion?
I like exhaustion, Cindy. That's an excellent exhaustion. You are an exhaustive person to be with. So yeah.
It's on the verge of giving up or something, but yet he's not giving up. He's just looking for something to answer with. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like a last straw or something.
I don't know what to say. I've said it's based on the fact that you think you've said everything and tried.
I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you. I really don't. I'm not trying to throw it in your face, but it is what I am. And it's not just a matter of who I sleep with.
Good. Now take that again. Do it again, but don't get angry. Go. Same thing. Go. Same place. Same. Go.
I don't know what to say to you. I really don't. I'm not trying to throw it in your face, but it is what I am. And it's not just a matter of who I sleep with. Try to imagine the world the other.
Good. It's so much better that way. I can get into you, Vasily, that way, and your anger blocks it out. Anger is a tricky thing. Anger is not an emotion because you only use it because it's the sign that you're really emotional about something else.
Oh, let me ask you something. Okay. Yeah. So there is a stage direction before he's saying this line. It says bordering on hysteria.
Yeah.
Well, it does say that.
Yeah, I know, but hysteria is not loud, kids. Right? Hysteria does not have to be loud. Hysteria is like confusion splattered on the inside of your brain. That's hysteria. But it's not anger. Hysteria is not anger. Hysteria is extreme confusion.
Okay.
It's got to be careful of that word. Got to really be careful of that word. right.
So that's why I always getting confused with that, when I try to.
I got you. I got you. Okay, I'm with you. Okay, good. So those are the things that, and God should tear my heart out. God should tear my heart out for speaking to myself. God should tear my heart. Yeah, yeah, just a little, just a little more Jew in there.
God should tear my heart out. I should speak.
Yeah,
to
God
myself
should
that
tear
way.
my heart out. Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. I think Jewish mothers and Italian mothers are very close. They're very
Yeah.
close. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Lady Kazan. When I saw Beaches, I could have sworn she was Jewish. She's
Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah, they're very similar though, right? Yeah, yeah. I should shut up and never say a word. All right, okay. Nice work, you guys. It's coming along. I think we're gonna pop it next week. I can't wait. Okay, come on back. All righty. So let's go to Tina. What are you gonna work on tonight? You gotta unmute thyself.
Yes.
Yes.
I am working on a very short monologue from Fargo,
Oh, yeah, good. Good.
Marge Gunderson.
Do you have a reason for this other than you just enjoy the character, or do you want to possibly put this in the audition file?
Yeah,
or-
we're gonna put it in the self-tape, the same file that Matthew's working on. I'm
Okay,
I'm
great.
pulling together pieces to put the reel together. I mean, I have clips up and stuff, but I want them to be better. So
That's great. Great. I'm glad. And we can do that in here. We can do many takes on it. And then Vasily can send it and he'll fix it up for you so that, oh yeah, this guy is amazing. He's
Yeah.
just-
In fact, Vasily, I have a scene that if you're up for it, I would love to send you. It's a kind of a lawyer scene that I also want to put on tape at some point, but I'd love to work if you wouldn't mind reading the other part in it.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Good.
I'll send it along to you if that's okay.
Sure.
All right. All right. Let's see this monologue. From
All right, hold on.
Fargo.
I got to get my coat on
All right.
just for fun,
Okay.
for no reason other than,
Well, you want to be a cop, you know?
well, I got to get out in the snow,
Yeah.
out there. All right, hold on. Hold on, wait just a minute. I don't know why I'm doing this other than just getting around Marge. All right, Marge. So that's Mrs. That's Mrs. Lundegarden in the floor in there. And I guess your accomplice out there in the wood chipper. And 3 people in Brainerd. And for what? A little bit of money? There's a lot more to life than a little bit of money. Do you know that? So here you are, and it's a beautiful day. Well, I just don't understand it. That's it.
Wow. Okay, so as far as doing this for the real, I don't think it's a good choice.
Okay, that's fine. I'm, there's other things I'm working on, Bill. Like, so,
Great.
yeah, no, that part I'm not worried about. Like, not a good choice. What I'm pretty much just trying to run through here is just like, what are some things that are within my type that I could be doing that are more filmic in nature that, yeah, not the strongest. I mean, it's not the longest piece in the world. It's not the strongest piece, but.
Well, my problem with it only is that it's just too iconic.
Yeah, sure.
It's just, I kept saying, yeah, I can get you to do it differently, but it's just going to be trying to patent what she's already
What
patented.
she's done. There's not a whole, I don't think there's like a bunch of other ways you can do it really.
No,
As an exercise, I feel like it's kind of fun because it requires you to kind of just,
uh-huh.
but yeah, I know you, great point there that like, you aren't going to get out of the way of that.
Right.
As an exercise, it might be helpful for me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. As an exercise, it's great. As an exercise, you brought more compassion to her than she brought to the character, which I think is an interesting way to look at it too.
well, that's funny, Bill, because I try, I don't like to watch things before but I've seen the movie so many darn times.
Sure.
And I was just actually looking for really good monologues for older women, and that one popped up. So I thought, yeah, this is filmic. Let me just try to work on this a little bit. It'll give me a chance to kind of, work on that thing you were talking about last week. We're just sort of pull it inside, do the filmic version of it.
Yeah.
And as there was a clip of her and I watched it and I was like, yeah, it's just brilliant in its sort of depth, but not quite being emotional. It's kind of removed, but just,
It is.
and then I thought, well, that's not quite how I see it. Yeah. Like I'm going to argue about that, but but I thought, let me just work on it and see what I pick up.
It's a dark Mamet-esque approach to the character to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. The film is.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you can see his work in that movie, even though he didn't do that movie. He didn't write that movie, right? He didn't direct that movie, but you can sort of feel.
No, Cohen's. Yeah. The Cohen brothers.
But I sort of feel him all through that movie,
Mhm.
and I think it's probably because of William Macy, but
Yeah.
This character, I agree with you. So,
Well, that's fine. It's given me this week a little bit of chance to kind of just I'm looking at another monologue that you actually gave I think in our last class. It was the one from Equus, the mother and the son. And I like that one as well. I'm trying to, just like play with different pieces and see like what I think is going to work for. I have a comedic one of Durang. It just feels
you were going to do it last week, and I didn't get to it.
Yeah,
I apologize for that. I just want
okay.
a half
I mean,
hour
I could bring it
after-
in next week and you can take a look at it. I don't know. I'd love some opinion on whether it like, I put some of it down on tape just to see if I kind of thought it would. He's so big and these characters are so out there that like, I guess it demonstrates comedic timing and whatnot, but it's hard unless you're in the play to kind of get your head around these folks,
Well, you can, if you can make me believe it out of context, then you've really accomplished something. That's why it's I think a really interesting workout. I think he's a really interesting workout that way.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, and believe me, I could hear one of his monologues a million times, only because only a few people can actually make me believe it, and that's what I'm looking for. So I think it's a good exercise.
Well, let me work on it. I can work on that one this week and sort of bring
Great.
it back.
That would be great. Great. Do you have it with you so I can hear it tonight?
I do. Let me. What did I do with it? I think I might be able to get through it. Let me see. Shoot.
And what's it from? Which play?
It's from Betty's Summer Vacation, which is
Oh,
a
okay.
very dark.
Yeah.
Well, let me.
You do what you want. You do it. I don't want to force you to do anything. So you do. What you
No,
want.
I didn't work on it this week just because I was
Okay.
working on this other thing. That's fine. Why don't you just go on to Lee and I'll come back next week and
Well, why don't you? I'll go on to Lee, and I'm going to come back to you.
all right. I mean, let me see. Yeah, let me
So
see
I,
if I
so
can
I can
locate
just
it.
hear it. So if we're thinking about it, then at least
Right.
I-
You could say no, not so good, or
yeah,
maybe,
right,
maybe.
right. Or we can edit it
Right.
or whatever. Okay.
Let me locate it while you're working with Lee for a second, and then
Okay, great.
yeah. Cool.
Okay, Leora, come on back. Come on in. You click in. Okay, here we go. All right. So you've had some time to think this over. What are you thinking now after you've had a chance to think it over?
I think that she's an entitled rich woman with good intentions and underneath it all a good heart. And she hasn't really had a chance to express that. And she is getting to express it with this kid, but it still smacks of, kind of fakery because she doesn't know how to do it.
Yes.
She's so isolated in her ivory tower.
Yes. Okay, let's give it a try. See what it sounds like.
Okay. All right.
Okay. What was that little laugh for? I'm just curious.
I'm nervous.
I love it. People nervous in my class. I love it. Okay, so here's the case, right? If you're nervous, then what I want you to do is to sort of bless that energy and say, what am I going to do with this? As opposed to, that's the difference.
Right.
All right, here we go.
I read somewhere that everybody on this planet is separated from each other by only 6 people. 6 degrees of separation. Okay, I gotta stop, Bill. You know why?
Good, okay.
I gotta stop.
Okay,
Who am I talking to?
the audience.
Right.
Okay, so here, let me make it simple, right?
Yeah,
This
please.
is- All I want you to do is to gossip to the audience.
So, yeah, all right.
All right, I want you to gossip to them so that they know what a probing, intellectual, wonderful person you are. That you're always discovering these things. Okay,
Wait, I just am writing a note.
sure. What are you writing?
I'm a quote, probing intellectual person.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
And you're assuming your audience is intelligent too. So you're impressing them. You go, oh my God, you wouldn't believe, oh my God, you wouldn't believe this. I just read somewhere. Oh my God, I know you people are very busy. You probably haven't heard this, but I just read something. I mean, there's an urgency for you to have to tell this thing, and because it's so important that you just have to tell it to all of your intellectual friends who are sitting there and they pay $250 for a seat. So there you go. I got to tell you. Oh my God, I just read this. Oh my God, it's hot off the presses. It's breaking news.
Okay, and then I have another question. What is the purpose of my talking to the audience? Who are they in the play? I haven't, I haven't done this. I have not done in a really long time, where the character turns to the audience in the middle and starts talking to them.
Yes.
So, in this kind of writing, who is the audience?
The audiences are the people sitting in the house. They're the only people who you can really talk to, who you can really, they're your people. They're your people.
So I'm breaking the
you're breaking the fourth wall
Yeah.
because you need to make a contact with somebody who will understand and appreciate and love you.
All right.
And will be impressed by this and will love you more because you're telling them this.
Okay. All right. Let's try this again.
Sure.
I read somewhere that everybody on this planet is separated by only 6 other people. 6 degrees of separation between us and everybody else on the planet. President of the United States, a gondolier in Venice. Fill in the names. I find that A, tremendously comforting that we're so close, and B, like Chinese water torture that we're so close. Because you have to find the 6 right people to make the connection. It's not just big names. It's anyone. A native in a rainforest, Tierra del Fuego, an Eskimo. I am bound to everyone on this planet by a trail of 6 people. It's a very thought-provoking idea, isn't it? It's how Paul found us. How we could find the man who Sonny pretends to be, or maybe he is his son, although I seriously doubt that. Every person is a door, which opens onto other worlds. 6 degrees of separation between me and everybody else on the planet. But to find the right 6 people.
That's the challenge. Yeah, but to find the right 6 people, right? Oh my God, that's the amazing part. That's That's what I'm here to tell you. You got to find, it's not only that we're separated, but to find the exact point of those separations. That's because that's what you're exploring, because that's how Paul found us, right? That's how Paul, right? Exactly. He used he used that as part of his game to get in touch with you, right?
Right. Because right before that, we've traced the connection.
Yes.
And the connection was one kid in all of our kids' high school. All of our kids went to the same high school.
Yeah.
And the kids came up with this one kid
Yes.
could have been the liaison to Paul.
Yes.
And after that I say, can you believe it? Paul learned all the information about us in 3 months. 3 months, who would have thought it? Trent Conway, the Henry Higgins of our time, that's the kid in the high school.
Right.
Paul looked at all those names and said, I am Columbus, I am Magellan, I will sail into this new world.
Yes.
And then,
See how she's trying to build him up, how to fantasize, how to, make a great story out of this that will have weight and substance and mean something. Right? Exactly. And again, using George Burns's definition of comedy, because there is a comic edge to this, and that is, it's exactly the same as drama. It's just a little more serious. And in this case, it's a little more important, right? There has to be an edge of more importance than it is.
what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I think it's her belief that it is so fucking important to Jerry down at the garage. It don't mean dog shit. to 9 out of 10 other people on the planet, to 9,000 out of 9,001 people, it doesn't mean shit. But to you, it's like, oh my God, that's why I have to tell you. That's why I'm coming to you. You have to hear this. So in the case of comedy, it's not just a little more serious, it's a little more important. It's extra important and exciting because you recognize the extra importance in it. That's where her ego comes from.
Okay.
Okay, great. Let's try it one more time.
Do it again.
Sure. So there's an urgency in coming to me. There's a need to want to come to me because it's just so fucking exciting to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I read somewhere that everybody on this planet is separated by only 6 other people. 6 degrees of separation between us and every other person on the planet. The President of the United States, a gondolier in Venice, fill in the names. I find that A, tremendously comforting that we're so close, and B, like Chinese water torture that we're so close. Because you have to find the right 6 people to make the connection.
I want to go back over A and B. Okay. So A and B, the character has to have thought of it before. I find that A, and I've thought about this before, something, or B, and I've thought about this before. I think some of this you're making up in the moment, but you have thought about it, and A and B you have thought about before. You're not making it up in the moment. It's something that's been going around in your head for a little bit of time before you're bringing it to me, so you've thought about it. Okay?
Can I ask you, Bill?
Yeah.
How do you extrapolate that? Like, why wouldn't she just be making it up, kind of free associating as she's going on?
Because if it's truthful, right? And I think we both understand this is the one thing about the character that is so wonderful is that you don't feel that she's bullshitting you. You know, I mean, you feel that she honestly in her heart, you said she has a really good heart.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo. That's it. That's what it is. That's the center of it, is your heart. Okay. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Let's try it again.
All right. I read somewhere that everybody on this planet is separated only by 6 other people. 6 degrees of separation between us and everybody else on the planet. The President of the United States, a gondolier in Venice, fill in the names. I find that A, tremendously comforting that we're so close, and B, like Chinese water torture that we're so close.
And make that as an intellectual point, as your intellectual point. This is the point that will impress them, that you've thought of these 2 diverse things. I thought of it as A, and share this with me, right? Okay, and go.
Yeah, I find this A, tremendously comforting that we're so close, and B, like Chinese water torture that we're so close. Because you have to find the 6 right people to make the connection. It's not just big names, it's anyone. A native in a rainforest, Tierra del Fuegan, an Eskimo. I am bound to everyone on this planet by a trail of 6 people. That's a profound thought. How Paul found us, how we can find the man whose son he pretends to be, or perhaps is his son, although I absolutely doubt it. How every person is a new door opening us up to other worlds. 6 degrees between me and everybody else on the planet, but to find the right 6 people.
So much closer, so much closer. Go back to AB again. I find that AB, do that, and
Okay.
listen to me, Ed. Here we go.
I find that A, tremendously comforting that we're so close, and B, like Chinese water torture that we're so close.
Why?
Because you have to find the right 6 people to make the connection.
Ah,
It's not just big names, it's anyone. A native in a rainforest, Tierra del Fuegan, an Eskimo. I am bound to the rest of the planet by a trail of 6 people. That's a profound thought. How Paul found us, how to find the man whose son he pretends to be. Well, perhaps he is his son, but I doubt it. How each person is a door opening us up to other new worlds. Separated by 6 degrees of separation. I am separate.
no, that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It was a breakthrough. It was an absolute breakthrough. See, that why, all you needed was that why, because then the whole rest of the speech was the answer to that why, right? And when I gave you that why, you fed right into it and followed right through on it beautifully, as I knew you would. It's so much closer, so much better. Go from 1, 2 again, A, and go from AB again. Here we go.
AB. Okay.
I find that, is it 1, 2 or AB? I'm not sure which.
Yeah, AB.
Okay.
I find that A, tremendously comforting that we're so close, and B, like Chinese water torture that we're so close, because you have to find the 6 right people to make the connection. It's not just big names, it's anyone. A native in a rainforest, Tierra del Fuegan, an Eskimo. I am bound to everyone on this planet by a trail of 6 people. That's a profound thought. How Paul found us, how we could find the man whose son he pretends to be, or perhaps is his son, although I doubt it.
No, don't now see right there, or perhaps is his son, although I doubt it, has to come from that same knowing setup that you've set us up here. You've got to know that it's probably a lie, not doubt that maybe it isn't. You have to know that it's a lie.
Okay.
Right? Because
Okay.
that's the follow through of what you've generated up to this point.
Right. Okay.
So you have an opinion that it is a lie.
Right.
All right? Set me up a line or 2 before that and go through it.
Yeah. I am bound to every person on this planet by a trail of 6 people. That's a profound thought. How Paul found us, how to find the man whose son he pretends to be, or perhaps is his son, although I doubt it. How each person is a door opening us up to other worlds. I am separated by 6 degrees of separation from everyone else on the planet. But to find the right 6 people.
Excellent, excellent, excellent transition from not having a clue where you were going to go with this to coming damn close to it by the end of.
Oh, that was helpful. That was helpful.
Oh, Leora, first of all, I wouldn't have given you the monologue if I didn't think you were right to play the character. So, and then last week when you were doing this poor woman who'd just been victimized by her husband so horribly, I just thought, what a perfect contrast.
I know. That was great. Thank you.
That was the reason that I gave it to you, is if we're going to put a couple of real things together for you, that those two things are in direct contrast to each other, and I think they work really well.
Yeah. No, I was at first I didn't want to do it
Good.
because it seemed like very intellectual and I had no idea what to do with it.
Yes.
But then once you said, why don't you try it? I
Yes.
thought, all right, I think he wants me to do this.
He does. He does. And I tell you, I've got to tell you this just from my personal experience. The things that scare the shit out of me the most are the best things that I've ever done.
Mm.
I mean, and I can go down through them. And like I said, I'm talking to this one theater about doing The Curious Incident of the Dog.
Yeah.
That is a play that scares the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
And so, oh my God, I haven't said yes yet. So, but it all has to do with fear, and when fear comes, you just got to face it. I think fear is an opportunity for growth. And if you face it, then you grow. And if you allow it, then it grows in you, and it multiplies. It's an ugly thing. So I think as I've always said, trust is the antidote of fear. And so you have to trust. I have to trust 50 years of directing plays that I think maybe I can probably figure this out.
Do you think you're going to do it?
I don't know. I don't know. They're not 100% yet sure. And I'm not 100% sure. So I'm enjoying their doubtfulness right now. But I think they're probably going to say yes. And I think I probably am going to say yes too. But just for this very reason, what the fuck else have I got to do? I might as well do something that I don't think I can do.
Mm-hmm.
If I have nothing else to do, then I'm going to do something that I don't think I can do. Because what the hell else can I do? Maybe it's the pandemic that's making me crazy. I don't know.
I love that.
Well, I love your work on this. I love the change that came through to you. Really nice.
I think what helped a lot was when I clarified about the audience. I have to admit, I have not done stage work in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it was about, and I'm sure in the film, they filmed this. I know they filmed it.
Uh-huh.
They did make a film of it.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah.
And
Stocker, I think Stocker Channing.
yeah, she was in it. She was, and Will Smith was in it.
Yes, he was. And another famous actor played Flan, Sutherland.
Oh yeah, Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland. Yeah.
Donald or Peter?
Yeah, one of my old students at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts was the first understudy going into Lincoln Center on the role. It was his big break.
Oh wow.
It was really great kid named Gregory Simmons. But yeah.
There's a huge difference between, talking past a camera.
Yes.
Talking to a huge audience.
Yes.
I'm really scared. I'm very scared of theater. I'm much more scared of theater now.
You should be.
I know I should be. I hope I can take a class with you live because I want to just be in a theater room.
Right. Well, I'm saving a spot. Actually, I love Cindy. I love you, Cindy. But you'll probably be taking Cindy's spot when we go live in the studio, if you want to, on May 15th. So
I can still be on the box.
yeah. Oh well. Yeah. And we're going to get a lot of chance to play together whenever they decide what they're going to do, and I come this summer. So whatever. Okay, come on back, everybody.
Cindy, where are you?
She's in Cleveland.
I'm in Ohio, Cleveland,
Oh.
Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I come and do the opening show at a place called the Beck Center in Cleveland that I used to be the artistic director of. I come and do their opening show every year for the last 10 years. So
Oh wow.
it's great.
The Curious Incident isn't that show? You
No,
couldn't tell me if it was, right?
oh, no, I wouldn't tell you if it was anyway, but no, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Tina, did you find that monologue?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay, you want to show us what it is?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
Good Lord. I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
Well, I love that. That's even better.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta just do one thing here. Look, Betty, if you keep overreacting to every little thing that happens in life, you're going to end up like my worthless daughter, Trudy. Now, you have got to learn how to have a little fun in life. Me, I like to go, go, go. It's like Auntie Mame says, life is a banquet and most poor suckers are starving to death. But me, I like to stuff myself at the banquet. So I stuff my mouth full of shrimp and chopped liver, shrimp and whatever else, champagne and pastries, and I mush it all up and I jam it down my throat because I like to live, live, live. Whatever.
Well, I think that can work. It can definitely work. And what I would like you to do is and I think the less dramatic it is, the better it's going to
Better?
work.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
And so I would,
Just pull it back.
I would print the fuck exercise all over this monologue
Oh,
because it's about a very, very structured opinion, a very deep structured opinion. And that's why you need the fuck exercise. So it doesn't become overly dramatic. It becomes overly opinionated.
oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Explain it
I
back to me.
think,
Yeah.
right. I mean, so is the action to just pull it back and just have a greater opinion about it?
Well, let's do the first two lines. I'll show you. what I mean.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
go
and
ahead.
I put fuck in there, right? Wherever
Yeah. Sure. Yes. Yeah. And it's mostly fuck in a good sense here. Yeah. It's all.
all right.
Right.
All right.
You got to understand, fuck can be so many things, right? Subject,
Oh, right,
verb,
okay.
attitude. And this
All
guy's
right.
fucking great. It's just fucking great.
All right.
Okay. Here we go.
What the fuck? Look, Betty. But see, then I feel like when I do that, I get very dramatic.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying is, what the fuck? That's what I
Oh,
do,
okay.
Betty. See what I'm saying? Yeah, right. You don't have to get dramatic. Use
Oh,
the-
all right. All right.
right.
All right. I got you. All right. What the fuck? Look, Betty. If you keep overreacting to every little thing that happens in life, what the fuck? You're going to end up like my worthless daughter, Trudy. I mean, what the fuck? God, you gotta learn how to have a little fun in life. What the
Gotta learn to have a little fucking fun in life.
Like, what? You gotta learn to have a little fucking fun in life. What the fuck? I mean, look at me. I like to go, go, go. It's like Auntie Mame says, what the fuck? Life is a banquet and most poor suckers are starving to death. But me, I like to stuff myself at the banquet. So I stuff myself a little what the fuck.
But me, I like to fucking stuff myself.
I still like to fucking stuff myself, with shrimp and fucking I don't know, champagne and pastries, and I fucking jam it down my throat and mush it all up and jam it down my throat. Because what the fuck? I like to live, live, live.
And then you should add a line, and you, Betty, you should live, live, live. So that you should add a line so that it has a complete thought, which sort of
I see. So ends it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You don't want
And
it
you
to.
too, Betty. You gotta live, live, live.
Yes, you live. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, something like that. That's very Durang-ish, but it actually makes it seem like that's all you have to say in the subject. That's the other key to developing a good audition piece. Is not only does it have to have an impacting beginning and go somewhere, it has to have an ending. Many monologues that people pick just stop.
They trail. Yeah, they don't even do anything. Right. You're still waiting for. Yeah.
So that's what I want you to work on for next week a little bit with that. With anything else, but just bring this in next week. We're having,
Okay.
and I don't want it dramatic.
Okay. Look at it.
Okay. The less dramatic it is, the better it's going to be.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
Very
and again,
good.
drama is always Christopher Durang's trap. That's how you can do Durang very badly. is
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
dramatic. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Come on back, everybody. Well, I'm sorry that Julia wasn't here tonight, and Catalina. Bummed. Does anybody have anything else that they want to work on? Oh, Vasily, you said you had a monologue, right?
Yes, I do actually.
All right, well, let's get back to that. Here we go.
All right.
Is this something new that you're thinking about working on?
Well, it's yeah, it's something new. I found it in the same play Cindy and I were working on.
This is in Torch Song Trilogy?
Yes,
Okay.
No,
that's it's the I got a little one, a little section from the long monologue at the opening.
Oh, okay, let me hear it.
That's what is it? The International Stud.
Okay.
You know what I really want? I want the International Stud. No, not the bar. The man. A stud. A guy who knows what he wants and ain't scared to go out and get it. A guy who satisfies his every need and don't mind if you get what you want in the bargain. Matter of fact, he aims to please. He'd be happy to be whatever you want him to be, because you're happy being what he wants you to be. The more you put in, the more you get back. An honest man. The International Stud. One size fits all. But I wouldn't want no guy that wanted me like this here. No. I need him for the rest of the time, for the other part of me. The part that's not so well protected. Oh, there's plenty that want me like this. And I take that admiration gratefully. But at a distance. I guess a drag queen's like being an oil painting. You gotta stand back from it to get the full effect.
Okay, that's a nice edit.
It was just a section. This is perfect.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice little section. Okay, start it again.
You know what I want? You know what I really want? I want the International Stud. No, not the bar. The man. A stud. A guy who knows.
Okay, good. So I love this. You know why I love it is because your first line's a, what is your first line?
You know what I really want?
What is that?
I want the International Stud.
Yeah. It's your opening line's a rhetorical question.
Right.
And the rest of the monologue is the entire answer to that question. It's
Right.
not just the next line or the next
Right.
2 lines or the next 3 lines. Your entire monologue is the answer to that one question.
Mhm.
All right. So run through it once with every line being the answer to that question. All right. Just to play with it. All right. See what happens. Let's see.
You know what I want? You know what I really want? I
What?
want the International Stud. No, not the bar. The man. A stud. A guy who knows what he wants and ain't scared to go out and get it. A guy who satisfied his every need and don't mind if you get what you want in the bargain. Matter of fact, he aims to please. He'd be happy to be whatever you want him to be.
Is still the answer to that question. The
Yeah.
internet, he aims to please. The international guy, he aims to please. Go.
He'd be happy to be whatever you want him to be, because you're happy being what he wants you to be. The more you put in, the more you get back. An honest man. The International Stud. One size fits all. But I wouldn't want no guy that wanted me like this here. No. I need him for the rest of the time. For the other part of me. The other that's not so well protected. Oh, there's plenty that want me like this. And I take the admiration gratefully, but at a distance. I guess a drag queen's like being on an oil painting. You got to stand back from it to get the full effect.
Nice. So you see how that rhetorical question works for you in the launch of the piece. And then you get to your own personal comment about that at the end. And then that's a different beat, but You know, it's not part of that answer to that question. There is a change. There's a beat change. You see where that is, right, Vasily?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so then that's taking that thing that you just informed me about and making it personal to you, the person who just told me the story. And then you got it. So that's what, you know, bring that back next week.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. But that's I mean, you really picked the monologue that almost the whole monologue is the answer to a rhetorical question. It works so well. And then it really highlights so well the personal section and what it really sort of emotionally means to him all the way through. It's not just one joke. It also has a personal attachment, and you've got to separate that.
Mhm. Okay. I see.
Okay? Come on back. Okay, so I will see you all next Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday next week. Great work, you guys. I will send you or Vasily will send you the recording. You know, it's so nice. I never have to call you up to remind you to do the recording anymore, although I wish I had the classes.
Bill?
Yeah.
Should I bring back the same monologue?
Yeah, I think you should do that. And then we got to find something else for you.
There's actually another one in there that if you think of something great, but there's another one in there that I found toward the end of the play.
And do you like it?
I forgot.
Okay. All right. Well, if you like it, then work on it. And if you don't like it, then send me an email and I'll do what I
Okay,
can.
thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Cindy, great work tonight. You're really flattening out Mama, right? I need a little more Jew in Mama. That's what I want you to find, a little more Jew.
One more Jew,
A little more Jew.
more accents.
No, not dialect. It's a flatness. It's like, remember the old actress Thelma Ritter? Remember she had that really same sort of, right? It's yeah, or an Italian mother. I don't care either way. Whoever can either use Catholic Guild or Jewish Guild. I don't give a shit.
I know both of them.
Right, there you go. Use it. All right.
That's the line from All About Eve, right? Thelma Ritter, everything but the hounds lapping at her heels.
And on those words, we'll close for tonight. Thank you, guys. See you.
Thank you.
Bye, Bill.